This is the 3Cubebros, and we're going to teach you how to solve the 4x4 Rubik's Revenge.
We're going to split this into 3 parts as well. The first step being the centers, the second step being the edge pairing, and the last step, solving like a 3x3 and parity. So we're going to do centers. I'll do centers.
I'll teach edge pairing.
And I'll be doing solve like a 3x3 and parity.
So now we'll start with centers. So before you do anything with centers, you need to know your cube's color scheme. This is the standard color scheme. This is how I like to memorize it. It's not that hard. It's blue opposite green, red opposite orange, white opposite yellow. You could have a different color scheme. This is how I like to memorize it. So there's red, white, and blue, and in a clockwise motion. So red, white, blue. Just remember red, white, blue in clockwise motion. So let's start with, I like to start with the blue center, so let's just start with the blue center. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to make a 1x1x2, and then make another one, match them together. So in this case you already have one, but there is a possibility it'll be like this and you don't have one. So simply just do that. Turn this to make one. Locate another one, but if you turn it like this, it ruins this one, so just move it out of the way so this can't break these two. Now, just get the next 1x1x2 pair. Now, you do this, so it can simply just turn that way and match up. Now, if it's like this, you might have to turn this side twice, so it can line up with this, like this. It's really simple from here. There's here the 2 empty slots, just fill the empty slots. What was opposite from blue? Green. So now we have to do the green face. We can work on any side, except most sides that mess up this one. But if you do mess it up, there is a way. I'll teach you how to undo that. The first step is just simply make up the 1x2x2 pair. Now, and just put it where it has to go. So this is where it has to go, right? But that will mess up this. This doesn't matter if it's messed up. So move the bottom twice. And if you move this back up, you mess up something you don't need. So I'll just do that quickly one more time. So you have 1x1x2, and then bring it down. Move something that can be replaced, and move it back up. So you still have your blue, and you have your first 1x2 pair. Sometimes you will have both green pieces, but sometimes you won't, and like there will be like one here. If there is one there, this is how you simply do it. You move the one single piece up. It doesn't matter from here, because you still have one, or here, because you still have one. So move a single one up, so you still have your 1x1x2. Turn it twice, so when you bring it back down, it doesn't get ruined and brought back down. You find both green. They happen to be on those sides. Now, if you move this twice from this position, it happens that if you just simply move it there, it's matched up. The best way to memorize how to do this, it's all intuitive, but how you do it is you just make it, so if you just do one turn, it will match up. Well, there's a possibility it'll be 2 away, in which case you'll have to do it twice. But yeah, that's it. Now, if you bring this down here, there's nothing to replace it with, so you bring that back up. And now, you get the 1x1x2 you already have, and make it replace it, because now it's here, and bring the pointless one that you can ruin into place, and bring it back up, and you have your green face. It doesn't matter which of the 4 you do now, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I like to do the white side, so let's just do the white now. So I'm already in position, just move once. Now you have to move out of the way again, because if you move anything like this, it'll ruin this pair. So move out of the way, down or up, doesn't matter. Find the 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if you just do that, bring this one down twice, it should match up, because this will replace this, but you want this to actually replace this. So just 1, 2, done. Now there's nothing you will ruin, so you can just simply complete that. Instead of doing the opposite of white, which is yellow, you do the one that was on the left or the right. Another type or way to memorize the color scheme is orange is on the left side of white, red is on the right side. But let's just do what I taught you. Red, white, blue. Clockwise motion, red, white, blue. So, let's just put, this is already in place. Bring it. Turn it. This can be ruined, because it's not a complete edge. And then you bring it back to refix your white face. Again, you bring this 1, 2, replace it with something pointless, and back. In that case, you could have done a shortcut and instead just from here 1, do this, and when you bring the white back, it happens to also make center pairing, but that doesn't matter. That's more for people who know how to solve the Rubik's Revenge, but that's still a good tactic to learn. So instead of that, do this, and replaces where it has to go. Now, you do the same thing. You do replace with something you don't need, bring it back. Now you have most of your centers, except for 2, complete. Now there are certain cases you can get. I can go through them all because there's only 3. So this is one case where there's only 1 corner center that has to replace with each other. There could be solved type. It could be solved. Oh, there's actually 4. There's also the flipped, which is a little more complicated. This is the flipped, where they're flipped, so just... And there's more cases, I'll just go through them all. This, and you just have to 1 by 1 by 2, 1 by 1 by 2, just replace them. And that's it. That's all the possibilities. So, the easiest one, solved, so it's very straightforward. This is another case you can get. It's just, these 2 have to switch. And this, I'll just say an algorithm for it. Now, my notation will be the same, although there is a certain notation for inner layer turns, but for this you won't even need to know that. So you bring R, so when I say R, it's going to be these 2. So R and L will be these 2. U will only be the top, not the top 2. R, U, then R prime, then U, L, then you'll do F, which is front, F2, and then L prime. Now, if you don't know notation, just check out our other tutorial we had on notation and 3x3 solving. This, where you have 2 that have to flip. You do the same thing you did for the green and blue and the white and red. You just do replaces where it has to go, because where orange has to go here, yellow has to go here, right? So just replace it like that and bring it back. So just hold it like that. Well, you might get this. I think you can get that. So, which is like that. Just turn the F twice, so it has orange, 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 yellow, yellow, yellow. Okay, so you replace it with L. So these 2 come down L. Then you do the front twice, F2, and then it's simply just L prime. And all your centers should be complete with the right color scheme. Just check it over. Blue opposite green, white opposite yellow, red opposite orange, and red, white, blue, clockwise motion. And the next part is edge pairing.